Welcome back. We're going to talk in this video about how to use the p-value method for hypothesis testing. So this is something that you're going to see more often in the computer output, Minitab output, SAS output. So it's a kind of a thing that is very common with the technology. So just to recap what it means, and then we're going to do a couple of examples. So I'll remind you that the usual test levels, significance test levels, are the 1%, right? The 5%, and the 10% significance levels. And all of these are going to be how important it is to us to make that type 1 error. Remember, type 1 error is when we reject a true null. Okay, so type 1 error. How important it is for me to make this type 1 error. So many times you're going to look at this statistic, this p-value statistic, and you're going to have to make a decision. Should you reject or should you not reject? So let's really quickly recap what is p-value. So p-value stands short for probability value. What is the probability? So the p-value tells us of getting a sample statistic. What is the probability of getting that sample statistic that we actually testing? So it does the entire calculation of that observed minus expected divided by the standard error in the background, and it comes up with a probability value. We could do that as well. It's simply just looking for the area. What is the area in order to get to that critical value, okay? If this is a left-handed test, what is the probability of ending up in this area? That's what it does. What is the area under the standard normal distribution curve? So it represents the probability of a particular sample statistic to have this extreme occurrence based on the fact that the null is true. Okay, so we're going to do an example using that, but I just wanted you to be aware of the fact that it exists there, and many times you're going to look at a computer output, and it's much more prevalent when you're going to be looking at research that you're going to encounter this discussion of p-value. All right, so essentially p-value is just going to tell you what is the probability of getting that test statistic, right? So, all right, see you in a bit.